Since diabetes is one of the main problems in the world that leads to a lot of death, the objectives of the proponents for this study is as follows: to produce a non-invasive glucose monitoring device that can help alleviate the pain that patients feel when they get pricked by the traditional method, to make sure that the accuracy of the device follows the medical standards of no less than 95% accuracy. It should have less than a second inference time, and lastly, it should not exceed a dimension of 10 centimeters by 25 centimeters by 12 centimeters. The design is separated into two parts, the hardware and the software. The main device is the non-invasive glucose monitoring device. This serves as the alternative to the traditional invasive ones. This needs only to be placed on the user's earlobe after it is turned on by a switch. Then a button is pressed to get the results. The results are then presented in the OLED of the device. Then, the mobile application that is connected to the device would take the data through wireless transmission. This would then generate a recommendation based on the person's initial input. It is worth noting that a bunch of users can create specific profiles for themselves in the home screen in order for them to have a more personalized results. Three main features for the design project. The first is the sensor system. This serves as the data gathering tool that measures the blood sugar of the user in a way that would not need to draw out blood like the traditional way. The sensors used for this is called near-infrared spectroscopy, and it utilizes light that penetrates the skin in order to get a concentration of blood sugar of the user. Then the regression and classification algorithm serves as the data processing program that enables the design to collate data and process the taken voltage reading into glucose reading, and it will be used to provide recommendations based on the input of the user and monitored levels. The last is the power supply that can either be direct or alternating current. The AC part can work if the device is constantly plugged from its charging port. The DC part comes from the two lithium-ion batteries that gives 3.7 voltage. User first clicks on the application, they would be greeted by the Select Profile page with options of either selecting a profile that already exists or adding a profile or deleting a profile. If one decides to create a new profile, they would only need to click Add Profile and they would be directed to the Add User screen. A name is necessary to be inputted by the user. Then a profile picture can be selected from the options. After that, click the Next button. Then they would be directed to a page where they need to input important information such as are they diabetic, their gender, their age, their weight, and height. Once that's done, click Submit. They would then be directed to the Select Profile page and they would choose their desired profile by clicking into the profile and clicking Select Profile options at the bottom of the screen. Then they would be directed to the actual home page of their profile. At first, no data would be shown, but as the user takes their glucose reading from the non-invasive device, it will automatically be sent to the home page. A classification of blood sugar is on low, normal, or high level will be shown. The actual reading will also be displayed, and an option if the user wants a recommendation is also given. They can do this by clicking Get Recommendations. They also have the added option to give their blood pressure. This is off since not all the time does the user have access to blood pressure measuring devices. The Logs page shows previous glucose readings. The Calendar page gives option to select time, date, and when it ends, basically creating an event for glucose constant monitoring. Then the Profile shows the name and the inputs that can be changed in this part. Once the recommendations are taken back in the home page, one can log out. If they wish to open it again, they can go back to the profile selecting page. If they desire, they can delete the profile.